So, if you not believe that Christmas is a doctrine of devils, then this is the lesson for you. We're going to point out how the world is being tricked into worshiping wicked and demonic spirits. That's what we want to do today. We want to point out that the world is being tricked into worshiping wicked and demonic spirits. We want to begin with the practice of demonology and what it is. The practice of demonology is as follows. Number one, it is the study and belief of demons and evil spirits. Number two, hold on, I want to make sure everyone is muted here. Okay. Number two, it is the ritualistic worship and active participation, either knowingly or unknowingly, worship of the devil. I'll say those 2 points again because they are very important throughout the whole entire lesson. The practice of demonology is as follows. Point one, the study and belief of demons and evil spirits. Number two, the ritualistic worship and active participation of either knowingly or unknowingly worship of devils. Now, the Romans, they marked the winter solstice on December 25th. This would be the first recorded Christmas celebration, and it was in Rome. Constantine, rather AD alluded to it earlier in our conversations. Constantine ordered Christmas to be celebrated on the same day as the solstice or solace on December 25th. The year was 336 AD, or 336 before the Common Era. Now, an examination historically of Christmas will expose the roots of it, of the paganism in it. All it takes is just a little short read for you to find out, or a short study. It don't have to be a heavy study to find out that Christmas is pagan from its roots. Christmas has the same religious rites as some of the pagan rituals in the past, and we'll go through those. So now, what is the definition of religious rites? Religious rites are the practice of an organized system of beliefs, ceremonies, rules, and use to worship of a god or a group of gods. It is the interest, the belief, or the activity that is very important to a person or a group of people. Religious rites, sometimes people refer to as tradition. They say this is our family tradition, but in actuality, it is considered a religious rite. It's something that you do all the time in a particular time to bring worship to a particular deity. That is defined as worship. Now, from the book, and you all can look this book up on your own time, the conversion of Constantine. The conversion of Constantine. And I quote, Constantine, the pagan ruler, adopts a religion called Christianity, and he becomes a Christian. In the time of Constantine, there was a powerful cult named Dies So Invictus. This is Latin, so a lot of these terms will be Latin terms, and forgive me if I massacre them. Dies So Invictus, and at its height, it had the portrait of the sun god made on all of its coins. So all of its money. The Dias Sol Invictus was a cult group that was so powerful in Rome that all of the money that Rome used throughout its empire, they had designed their image of their god on the back of their coins. Sounds familiar? Sounds familiar? We know of another empire that doesn't call itself an empire that puts its signs and its symbols on the back of its money as well. So who is Sol Invictus? Deus Sol Invictus means the unconquered sun god. It was a religious title applied to at least 3 distinct deities during later Roman Empire. Here are the deities. You have El Gabal, that's 1. Mithras, that's 2. And Sol. The earlier cult of Sol Indigenous, the native sun or the invoked sun, was Agarian. The title, Deus Sol Invictus, was formed similar to the imperial, these are our Latin words, titular pius Felis Invictus. It means dutiful, fortunate, unconquered. So the Romans held the festival on December 25th. This is before Constantine's conversion. Remember that. This is before Constantine's conversion. The Romans held the festival on December 25th. They called it Dies Natalis Solis Invicti. This is the birthday of the unconquered sun. The use of the title Sol Invictus, check this out, allowed several solar deities to be worshipped together, including Elab Gabal, a Syrian sun god, Sol, the patron god of Emperor Aurelian from 270 AD to 274 AD, and Mithras, a soldier's god of Persian origin, and Emperor Agabus from 218 to 222 introduced the festival, and it reached the height of its popularity under Aurelian, this emperor in Rome, who promoted it as an empire worldwide holiday that was inspired. This was the inspiration of Christmas. So all of these celebrations that happened on December 25th and all of these gods that was worshipped on 25th, they brought it under one umbrella once the Roman Empire was spread it worldwide and Constantine converted. They put it under one umbrella and called it Christmas. This is the worship of several different gods or several different deities, all of which carry a spirit. All of which carry a spirit. This is the development and the history of Christmas. Now, the Bible shows us that we offend Yah when we try to worship him in a way that is not conducive to how he approves or for what he approves it. So I'm going to give you a couple of examples as we lay this foundation. Let's go to Hebrews 11:4. Hebrews 11:4. Let's give you a few examples and as we get into it.
Hebrews chapter 11 verse 4. By faith Abel offered unto Yah a more excellent sacrifice than Cain, by which he obtained witness that he was righteous, Yah testifying of his gifts, and by it being dead, yet speaketh.
So by faith Abel offered unto Yah a more excellent sacrifice than Cain, by which he obtained witness that he was righteous. So the offering The offering is what made Abel righteous. It is how what Yah told him, what he commanded him to bring for offering. So Abel's obedience is what made him righteous. It was conducive to what to the way in which Yah wanted him to worship him. He didn't come doing his own thing. He didn't come doing his own thing. He did exactly he worshiped the way the Most High told him to worship him. And millions of people, Israelite and non-Israelites alone, are believing that they are worshiping the Most High, the creator of the world. Today, they believe that. Under a tree, there's millions of people that's going to mass. There's millions of people that's going to church and praying on a day that Yah has not told them, this is how you worship me. Let's get a little bit more history on that. Let's go to Genesis 4 and 3. Genesis 4, let's read 3 through 5. Let's read 3 through 5.
Book of Genesis chapter 4, verse 3. And in process of time it came to pass that Cain brought of the fruit of the ground and offered unto the Most High. And Abel, he also brought of the firsting of his flock and of the fat thereof. And the Most High had respect unto Abel and to his offering. But unto Cain and to his offering he had not respect. He had
not respect for him. He had no respect for him because you brought what you wanted to bring and not what I told you to bring. It is not conducive to the way I want to be worshiped. You just doing what you want to do. You see the difference here. The difference here is Abel is worshiping the Father in the way that he wants, that the Father wants him to worship him. Cain is doing his own thing. Christmas, much like Christmas is heathen worship. It is the way that the nations are taught to worship the Creator, which is really not the Creator. This is the worship of demons. It is the worship of demons. We are not to learn their ways. A lot of people don't understand the danger in that. We are not to learn their ways. See, a lot of people don't think Christian is Christmas as hurtful as it is. They believe that it truly is harmless because the way it appears as an angel of light. It comes, oh, that's just Rudolph. It's red-nosed reindeer and elves and it's fluffy clouds and snow. Oh, that's so pretty over there. It's candy and cookies and sweet. It appears as an angel of light, but there's demons behind it. There's demonic activity behind it. But it appears it transformed itself. Let's get that scripture. 2 Corinthians 11 and 14. 2 Corinthians 11 and 14. Are you there, Officer Maccabees?
I'm here.
Okay. 2 Corinthians 11 and 14.
Book of 2 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 14. And no marvel, for Satan himself is transformed into an angel of light.
Don't marvel at this. Satan himself is transformed as an angel of light. So when you see Santa Claus and reindeers and Rudolph, and they got all these little cute sounding songs, and it's a holly jolly Christmas. You know, to try to get you to feel a certain way. Satan has transformed itself into an angel of light. It looks nice. That's not too bad. What is Elder Yazico talking about? This can't be demonic. But Satan has transformed itself into an angel of light. Let's get Ezekiel 18:6. Ezekiel 18:6. They go too far with this. Come on.
Ezekiel chapter 18, verse 6. And have not eaten upon the mountains, neither have lifted up his eyes to the idols of the house of Israel, neither have defiled his neighbor's wife, neither have come near to a menstruous woman.
All right, I want to take the top of the first part of verse 6. And have not eaten upon the mountains, neither have lifted up his eyes to the idols of the house of Israel. So it may seem like it's harmless. It might seem like it's nothing. But when great auntie come, because she makes the best pudding pies, what do you call these pies? Sweet potato pies. She make the best sweet potato pies in the world. It's just old great aunt such and such. She want to bring the pie over to the house and drop off a pie that she made for Christmas. She just sacrificed that to a devil. I need everybody to understand. She just sacrificed that to a devil. And she brought it right on over for you to eat up on the mountains of idols. So it is even sinful for you to even eat the food that's sacrificed to an idol. That's a feast made for an idol. That's a feast made for a deity. Don't bring me no plates. I'm good.
Yeah, me too.
That's right, Brother Ronnie. Let's get Jeremiah. Let's get Jeremiah. Let's start at verse 1. This is the famous Jeremiah 10:1. This is the famous go-to scripture. And now I even heard of people saying that this have nothing to do with Christmas. That's silly. That's silly because Christmas have everything to do with idol worship. Of course, Jeremiah is talking about idols. But Christmas has been around for thousands of years. It's the same old song. Jeremiah 10:1.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 10, verse 1. Hear ye the word which the Most High speaketh to you, O house of Israel. Thus saith the Most High, learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of the heavens.
Learn not the way of the heathen, and don't be dismayed. Don't be dismayed at the signs of heaven. Learn not the way of heathens. Don't fall down and worship their idols, and be not dismayed at the signs of heavens. Don't look and see the sun, moon, stars, and start drawing and making idols out of it. Go ahead.
For the heathen are dismayed at them. For the customs of the people are vain. For one cutteth a tree out of the forest, the work of the hands of the workmen with the axe. They deck it with silver and with gold, and they fasten it with nails and with hammers, that it move not. They are upright as the palm tree, but speak not. They must needs be born, because they cannot go. Be not afraid of them, for they cannot do evil. Neither also is it in them to do good.
So let's take verse 5. Verse 5 says, they are upright as a palm tree, but speak not. They must needs be born. They must needs be born. It must needs to be born after it is set up. You as the creator have to give this idol life. Give me Isaiah 46:6. You set this idol up. Now you give this idol life. Isaiah 46. Give me verses 6 and 7.
Isaiah chapter 46, verse 6. They lavish gold out of the bag and weigh silver in the balance, and hire a goldsmith, and he maketh it a god.
And he maketh it a god. Watch the next verse. Come on, the next part.
They fall down, they worship. They bear him upon the shoulder.
They fall down, and they worship. They fall down and they worship. They must needs be born. How? You give the deity life. They fall down and they worship. Have you ever just stood back and thought about how people put and receive gifts under a Christmas tree? How do it look? You're in a prostrate position. Most people are either on their, or children, of course, are on their bellies. Most adults are on their knees, bending over, bowing in front of the tree, either feeding it something or receiving something from it. This is an act of worship. This is an act of worship. Verse 7. Officer Maccabees. Officer Maccabees might have dropped off. I'll read it. Isaiah 46 and 7. They bear him up the shoulder. They carry him and set him in a place. And he standeth. For his place shall he not remove. Yea, one shall cry unto him. Yet can he not answer, nor save him out of his trouble. So this is a dumb idol. This is a dumb idol. But you give this idol life. You give this idol life. You give this idol life. It must needs be born. That's how it's born. You have to, you awake this idol. All right. All right. Are you back, Officer Maccabees? You back?
Yes, sir. It kicked me off for a second.
Okay. I understand. All right. So let's go. Let's move on. Let's move on. Now, see, Constantine changed the holiday in name only. I need everybody to understand that. He only changed the name. In 336 CE, he changed it from the winter solstice to Christmas. This Christmas is just the recent name for the Heli Day. It is actually much older. The worshiping of this day and the day itself, December 25th, is a much older day. The solstice is also known as Yule Day. That's Yule, Yule Day. Has been celebrated by, and it was celebrated by as a pagan holiday for thousands of years. Many of the Christian or Christmas traditions that seem to be so tightly intertwined with Christianity itself are actually repurposed paganism. So the very rituals or rites that you see that goes on within Christendom is only repurposed paganism. You know what I'm saying? So let's go to the Encyclopedia Britannica. You can look this up if you want in your own studies. Encyclopedia Britannica. And it reads, this is tree worship. Tree worship was common among pagan Europeans, and it survived after their conversion to Christianity. One of the ways in which the tree worship survived is in the custom of placing a Yule tree at the entrance or inside the house in midwinter. So that still goes on today. That is one of the instances that this Heli Day or this holiday has been around for thousands and thousands of years. Let's go to Leviticus real fast, Officer Maccabees. Let's go to Leviticus 18 and 30. 18 and 30.
Leviticus?
Yes, Leviticus 18 and 30.
Okay, Leviticus chapter 18, verse 30. Therefore shall ye keep mine ordinance, that ye commit not any one of these abominable customs which were committed before you, and that ye defile not yourselves therein, as the Most High your power.
So that ye commit not any of these abominable customs. These abominable customs. Do not go the way of the heathen. The Bible is redundant. If you didn't know, the Bible says the same thing over and over and over and over again. Over and over again. Let's go back to the encyclopedia. And it continues. It continues as such. It says, not only was the Yule tree used as a symbol of worship for thousands of years before it came to be known as the Christmas tree. Did you hear that? This is Encyclopedia Britannica. I'm going to read that again. It says, not only was the Yule tree used as a symbol of worship for thousands of years before it became known as the Christmas tree, evergreen trees were seen as a symbol of continued life, especially at the time of the solstice. The solstice has been around for thousands of years. The solstice is nothing more. Christmas is nothing more but the solstice, the winter solstice. All right. Now let's get 2 Kings. Let's go to the Bible. Let me 2 Kings 23. This day was celebrated all over the known world, brothers and sisters. It was celebrated in Europe. It was celebrated in Asia. It was celebrated in Africa for thousands of years. This day, December 25th, thousands of people all over the country and all over the world are worshiping the devil right now.
Wow. 23.
Second Kings 23, and let's start at verse 5.
Book of 2 Kings, chapter 23, verse 5. And he put down the idolatrous priests whom the kings of Judah had ordained to burn incense